What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. And finally, guys, we have our four-man that we've been looking for. It was a good day. It was a great day, honestly, just because we regained some confidence back. We really needed some hits like this. Was it our best day we've ever had in the world? No, but I'm happy about hitting some four-man entries for once, right? It has been a rough about 4 days, really. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday was pretty rough, right? It was a 4-day lose streak. It sucks. I hate lose streaks when they happen, but they happen, guys. Win streaks happen, lose streaks happen. I told you guys yesterday that in May, late April, early May, we went on a 12-day win streak, okay? So we crushed it. And then the discrepancy is that sometimes we're going to go on lose streaks, right? Because again, at the end of the day, guys, I'm playing four-man entries or three-man entries, right? So we're swinging for the fences. These are trying to hit home runs, so to speak. So sometimes you're going to strike out quite a lot, right? Another analogy that I use sometimes is shooting threes. You know, if you're Steph Curry, you can go 0 for 7. You can go 0 for 8, you know what I mean? But most of the time, if you're Steph Curry, you got to keep shooting the threes. And over time, guys, we do win long-term. Now, at the end of the day, I just updated this about 5 minutes ago. We are still up 90 units on the year. And our all-time high is 17.84. All right, so let's just call it, 117. So let's just call it 117. So we're at 90. Our all-time high is at 117. I'm telling you guys right now that is a 27-unit gap, right? So we took a 27-unit plunge pretty much, which sucks. It's a punch in the gut. I'm here for it. I agree. It sucks, right? I don't want to go down 27 units. But you have to understand, we have gone up 27 units multiple times in one day. Like, I am talking about dozens and dozens of times over the past 2 years. We have gone up and had 25, 27, 30 unit days, okay? So here was this wasn't, some day like months and months ago. This was May 12th, okay? So May 12th, which was 2 weeks ago, something like that. And we had a 32 to 35 unit 36 hours right here on May 12th. So like 2 weeks ago, okay? So we could definitely regain all of this back very quickly. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to regain all of this back very quickly, and I don't even think that's a healthy mindset to have, right? I don't think you should ever go into a day saying we need to go up 25 units or today's the day we go up 25 units. But I'm just saying this is something that could definitely happen. And some of you guys understand it because you guys trust me long term and you guys understand that I know what I'm doing. And some of you guys tail my bets long term because, well, one, you trust me, and two, because this has happened to you before, right? You've seen this happen before, and you stop tailing or something, or you're like, hey, I'll retail once we start picking up again, and you miss out on some massive day that we eventually have, and you start, you feel bad because you're like, man, I should have kept tailing with this guy because this guy knows what he's talking about, and you're like, I got bit once, I'm not going to get bit again. I'm going to keep tailing my bets. So I posted that on Winnable today. I actually posted on Winnable twice, like two story long, couple paragraphs. One of them was that I was feeling good about today, which I'm happy that I posted that because maybe more of you guys tailed because I was feeling good about today. But guys, every single day that I place entries, I feel good about them. I do not place entries without feeling amazing about the entries. I'm telling you guys, I respect you guys' money more than anything. I want you guys to beat PrizePicks long term more than anything. That's why it makes me angry / sad / every emotion, but I have to, internalize it whenever we do have lose streaks because that means PrizePicks is winning, okay? Which sucks. My long-term goal is to beat PrizePicks, crush PrizePicks, take all the PrizePicks' money and to put it in you guys' pocket, all right? That is one of the core reasons why this channel was founded. Another core reason is because we are super transparent. I want to be transparent about everything, right? This is the reality of sports betting. Now, I told you guys we went on like a 4-day slump. This is the 4-day slump I'm talking about right now, okay? It is, in the grand scheme of things, not really that big of a deal. That's why I tell you guys that you need to track your bets because you'll track the full year. You'll see that we've tracked like 1,000 bets so far, and you'll see, okay, 4 days actually does not mean that much in the grand scheme of things. If we go to the 2-year graph, you're going to see that we have dips and ups and downs over and over and over and over again. This is part of the journey. If you thought that you would get into sports betting and win every single day, I have very bad news for you. That's not going to happen, right? You're going to have win streaks, you're going to have lose streaks, and you might as well prepare for the lose streaks to happen, right? It's almost like trying to be an NFL quarterback and thinking that you're never going to get sacked, okay? You're going to get sacked eventually. You just have to, prepare for it, right? The best NFL quarterbacks, they train to get sacked. They train how to get sacked, how to get tackled, how to take a hit. And again, to go into sports betting thinking that you're never going to lose and, I'm never going to lose, so I don't have to worry about that. And when I lose, that's not going to happen to me because I'm going to be the one person in history that'll never lose sports betting ever, one day. So that's going to happen. Again, it's like being a quarterback. You got to get sacked sometimes. You're going to get sacked sometimes. Just comes with the game, okay? Now, that being said, I don't want to go into too much here just because I already talked a lot already. Guys, I don't really have to explain it. It's the same stuff I talk about every day. We took Valorant under together. It was a shorter game. One of the games was 13-4, so it was like that's 17 rounds, and the other game was 13-7. So this team right here, okay, this team was, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the name. Oh, this team actually was Fury, and they lost both maps, okay? So this team went 0-2. So this team got completely crushed 0-2, and they lost both maps, and both these guys go under. Now this game right here, where we hit a 4.75x, this team actually 2-0'd their opponent, okay? So this was the game that I was talking about that went 13-4 and then 13-7. So this was a shorter game. This was I think 38-ish, 37 rounds if you add all of that up together. And this team won both games. But in Valorant and Counter-Strike, it does not matter. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. All that matters is the game length, okay? So if the game goes into overtime or it goes into double, triple overtime, or it goes into a long game, that's when you're going to see guys go over. When the game is short, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. That's when you're going to see these guys go under, okay? Now, again, this guys got kind of close. I mean, 1.5 kills, whatever you want to say. This guy pushed at 10. This guy in no way, shape, or form should have pushed at 10. They literally lost every game. This guy got very lucky by getting 10 kills. Honestly, he really should have ended with 5 kills. But again, we'll take it. It's a 4.75x, and at the end of the day, I'm happy about it because we did have a good day, and it does regain some of our confidence back and build our units back up. Now, underdog, we hit again. I've only really sent out one underdog play a day, but we are now 2 for 2 on the underdog plays that I've sent out over the past couple of days. And then we have a set up here with Andy Pages right here. I believe his name is Pages or something like that, but I'm just going to call him Pages. He hits a homer, easy hit here. Kiki Rice, this was the play of the day yesterday. So both of these guys in soccer to go under together. And then this play right here, guys, I don't want to go over it too much, but I posted on my story that it won. And what happened is this guy was at 39 for about 30 minutes. So what happens is he plays about 70 minutes of the soccer match, and he gets taken out of the game. So he gets subbed out. The game finishes, it goes like another 30 minutes happens, the game finishes, and then another 15 minutes happens in real time, right? Real life happens for 15 minutes, and they bump his lineup to 40. So I have no idea how PrizePicks got away with this, but they literally had him at 39 for over half an hour or more, close to an hour, and then they bump his lineup last second at 40. Now, what's funny about this is I actually took the over-overs on this team, and I took the under-unders on this team, and I almost middled this guy perfectly, right? So this guy was at 37, and we almost took him right at 37 over, and then we took him under at 39.5, right? So we took him under at 39.5 and over at 37.5, thinking that if he gets 38 or 39, and he literally got 39 passes, but they just took it away from him, gave him randomly 40 passes. Again, after he comes out of the game, it makes no sense. But we almost perfectly middled is pretty much my story there. Again, it is what it is. That's how sports betting is, guys. If you want to write PrizePicks a mean note, you can. I'm past that, though. I mean, I've written them enough mean notes over my time here. This is pretty much just a loss here. Well, this one actually was kind of close. And then right here with Mayberry, this was the wrong call for her. She obviously crushes it, gets 7 assists, and gets rebounds as well. And I liked her rebounds assists, but at the end of the day, she did very well and got a lot of them. I did show you guys yesterday that this turned into a red demon line. So it was good to take her at 3.5. The value was there. At the end of the day, I can't determine how these players are going to do. Sometimes they're going to pop off. Sometimes they're not going to do so well. All I can do is find value every single day. Now in soccer, these guys actually did hit. So maybe you paired this up with the Taco Tuesday play. I actually mentioned that on Tuesday to potentially do that, but you probably didn't just because, I did take Mayberry there. But yeah, the soccer play does hit. Soccer correlation is absolutely amazing, and we're going to get into that in today's video as well. When I talk about getting value, right? you might be like, well, what does that necessarily mean? What I mean by that, guys, is a play like this, right? So a play like this is we took this guy at under 9 kills, and then about an hour later, he bumps to 8.5, and then about 4 to 5 hours later, he bumps all the way to 8, all right? So we got him at 9, he goes to 8.5, and then about a couple hours later, he bumps down to 8, okay? And by the way, this pick that I sent out at 9, under 9, I sent it out on my free winnable. I sent it out on Twitter. I sent it out on my Instagram story. I put a YouTube post on it. I sent it everywhere, okay? So everywhere, if you're following me on any sort of social media, if you're following me on Winnable, just completely free, you should have got this in, or you should have at least seen this. It should have came across, your screen at some point, and, you could have choose to take it or not. VIP did get this in, and we do have a play for this later, okay? So went over a lot. Again, great winning day. Very happy about that there. Guys, I'm going to talk about NOVIG now. If you guys want to get into the VIP for just $1 for 1 month free, NOVIG is your way to do it, okay? This is not going to last much longer. I'm telling you guys this right now. It is crazy that you can get in for $1 on NOVIG right now. All you have to do is you use code DETECTIVE, all caps. You'll get 90% off your first deposit. What that's going to mean is you can do $1 and you'll get a free $10 on NOVIG because that's 90% off. And then you could also do $5 and get a free $50, okay? So obviously I'm going to recommend you do 5 to 50 just because more money is better. But if you really want to get into the VIP for the absolute cheapest price possible, it'll literally be $1 into NOVIG with code DETECTIVE, and send me a screenshot that you did that of proof, and I'll get you in. I'll get you a free code for a free month. It's literally as simple as that. If you already signed up for NOVIG or whatever it is, you can sign your friends up, sign your family up, whatever it is, right? Get people onto NOVIG, and at the end of the day, you're going to get free $5 to $50. So, it's free money out there that you can get on NOVIG, okay? So let's get into the play on NOVIG. Oh, by the way, this was yesterday's play. And by the way, we took him at 160, and he is now bumped to 148, okay? So this, at the end of the day, is what I'm talking about getting value, right? It might not seem like much. He bumps down by like 12 points or whatever. But this is how you win long-term, guys. It is small, consistent closing line value, small, consistent value wins over a very long time horizon, okay? I'm never going to tell you guys that we're going to hit 50 X's, or we're taking a lottery ticket, or we're taking some crazy, out of the money, like, person to win the NBA finals, or person to win, the Super Bowl next year or whatever. I'm telling you guys, what we do is we do small value wins over a long period of time, and that is eventually going to add up. Again, on NOVIG, on the tennis model that I've created, I am personally up 33 units in as little as about 17 to 18 days. So I've tracked this at the beginning of May so far till now. And the record shows for itself. It doesn't really matter what the record is, by the way, guys. You'll see on PrizePicks, we are profitable by 90 units so far this year, which is great. And the record, we have lost like 800 times, and we have only won over 200 times. And the reason being is because we take, again, home run, long shots, 3-4-man entries. So you're not going to win a lot of these, okay? So the pick on NOVIG, by the way, is going to be this guy right here. It's going to be this guy, Berrettini, something like that. Sorry if I do not know these guys' names. Again, I'm going straight off of the tennis model, okay? So I literally am picking the best play that the tennis model spits out, and I'm betting on it, and I am giving it to you guys right here on these videos, okay? So this is happening tomorrow afternoon at 1:15, so you guys have plenty of time to take this in. Again, I like his money line to win at plus 102, all right? So get it at plus 102, get it at plus 100. I like it all the way down to, let's say, minus 103. I like it as what I believe I saw. So if it bumps past that at minus 105 or anything, then I would stray away from it because the value is already gone, right? All the value is there at the plus odds, so plus 102 or plus 100, okay? Right there. Again, I told you guys to get into NOVIG. Again, signed playoff jersey. This is going to happen the next couple of days, probably June 1st or June 2nd. Like, comment, subscribe every single day, and you'll get one additional raffle ticket to win this signed SGA jersey. We'll see. Tonight is game 6 of that series, so maybe the Thunder take it home. I'm rooting for the Spurs, but we will see what happens. That has been an exciting series, and I have watched it. Another way to get into the VIP, by the way, guys, is with Bovada. My lock of the day, I will send you. It's going to be in the WNBA tomorrow, and you can text me to my number, text me Bovada, and I'll get you that free entry to win. And if the entry hits, great. If the entry misses, then you will get your money back. Again, text me Bovada to my number right here on the screen, and I'll get you guys 2 free months of the VIP for that. So that's obviously amazing. Now, I'm very excited about today's play, okay? Today's play on PrizePicks. not only because we are taking soccer, because soccer has been amazing, and I want to say the next couple of weeks, when the World Cup starts and beyond, we're going to transition, at least for the World Cup, we're going to have a lot of soccer going on, okay? We're going to become a soccer channel for a little bit here because soccer has been amazing to us, okay? So we are taking these two players in the Arsenal PSG game. And if you don't know the importance of this game, this is the Champions League final, which is like the biggest game that a club can play. So we have the Champions League final happening in the next couple of days. I believe it's happening Saturday morning. And then we have the World Cup starting in the next like 10 days, okay? So a lot of big events in soccer. This game right here is the biggest game of the year for a club, okay? So for Arsenal PSG, Arsenal probably the biggest game they've played in the last 20 years. So I'm taking their unders, and I'm going to explain why I'm taking their unders, because PSG is a completely dominant team when it comes to possession, okay? So I'm taking their unders. First of all, why am I taking unders or overs in soccer? The reason is very simple. If you look right here, we have Declan Rice. Let me actually make this red so it pops out a little bit more. We have Declan Rice, who we're betting on, and we have Gabriel, okay? His name's Gabriel. I don't know how to say his last name. And they're playing right next to each other on the field, all right? Now, again, would I like to be betting on this guy? Probably, because they're closer. Yeah, probably, but again, this is good enough, right? As long as you're taking someone like in this vicinity, right? If they're like around here, this is all pretty good. Now, you wouldn't want to take, for example, you wouldn't want to take like this guy and like this guy, or this guy and this guy, because it doesn't make sense. They don't pass to each other very much. But this guy, this is as simple as it gets, guys. This guy and this guy, they're going to constantly either be passing to each other a lot or not passing to each other a lot. Let me make this a little bit smaller, because that's how soccer works. If they have the ball a lot, they're going to constantly be passing to each other back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And all of this type of stuff is going to be happening in a soccer game. If you've ever watched a soccer game, 90% of it is just people passing back and forth. Now, with that being said, if you have a lot of possession, you're going to have a lot of passes together. If you have less possession, you're not going to have as many passes together, okay? And let me show you guys how correlated this duo is. And this is true with almost every soccer duo out there, okay? Now, if you run the numbers and you look at all their past possessions, all their past passings, and you take their lines right now, 51.5 and 44.5. So I get it, guys. It's not a complete, set in stone thing, because Declan Rice's line is probably a little bit higher normally and everything like that. But just bear with me here. They've gone correlated, 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 not correlated, 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 not correlated, correlated, correlated. They have hit 77% of the time both of these guys are on the field. They have hit correlated together. Now, what does correlated together mean? That means they either go over together, so it means they have a lot of possession, so they get a lot of passes together, or they go under together, okay? That is what correlated means. This is what we are aiming for here. Now, the elephant in the room is you guys see a ton of green and a ton of both over, right? So you might be asking, why are we ever going to take these guys under then? Because look at how many times they go over. Now, first of all, what I want to say to that is, if you want to take the overs, go right ahead. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take the overs, because, that's correlated, right? If they have a lot of possession, then they're probably going to go over. And that's how soccer works, right? We want these guys to either hit together or miss together. That is what I always say. But with that being said, this PSG team is no joke. No freaking joke whatsoever, okay? And I'm going to explain this in a very simple way. PSG, they play in France, so they're the French league right here. And then this league over here that Arsenal plays in is the English league, okay? So in the English league, Arsenal is like the 5th team in possession. Now, Arsenal is a really good team. They've made it to the finals. They're a great team. But they're the 4th in the league in this league in possession, okay? And you'll see that Liverpool here, another team, is 2nd in the league in possession. PSG, who we're betting on, is right here. They're the absolute number 1 team in the French league by a huge margin, okay? It's not just like this 1 little percent difference where all these guys are in these like high 50s. I'm telling you, they possess the ball 70% of the game in this league, which is crazy, okay? Absolutely insane possession that this team has. I believe this team is the best team in the world. I believe they're probably going to win on Saturday, because that's going to cement them as the best team in the world for this year, right? Now, with that being said, I talked about Liverpool. Liverpool, a higher possession team than Arsenal is. This is what they did to Liverpool when they played them in a fair matchup, okay? It was 2-0, and they possessed the ball 74% of the time. That is ludicrous. Absolutely insane. Now, Some of you guys, if you're really into soccer, you might know that the second game actually went the opposite way, where Liverpool had more possession, but it was because Liverpool was losing already on aggregate, okay? If you want to look into that, you can, but again, it's a 2-match series and they win on aggregate, so if a team is leading already, they're going to have a more defensive game plan. The other team's going to get more possession. I go a lot more into the weeds, but I'm not going to. In the fair matchup where there was no aggregate, it was leg 1 of 2, so there was no aggregate possible. PSG completely dominated. They had 733 passes and Liverpool had 255. And again, going back to this example, Liverpool is actually better possession-wise than Arsenal is. Again, this is over 24, 25 games that these guys have played this season, okay? So PSG is absolutely no joke. They normally possess the ball about 60 to 75% of the game. If PSG possesses the ball 60 plus 57+% of the game, which I believe they easily are going to do on Saturday, then there is no way that Declan Rice gets 55 or over 51.5 and this guy gets over 44.5, right? Because that's going to mean that they're going to possess the ball for like 30 out of the 90 minutes. And if you possess the ball for 30 out of the 90 minutes, there's no way you're getting 51 passes, right? It makes no sense to only have the ball for 30 minutes and get 51 passes. Now, that being said, Arsenal could pull some miracle and get 60% possession, and then Declan Rice is in the correct landscape, I guess you could say, to get a ton of passes. But that is why I'm saying that, guys. A lot of these matchups are against way lesser opponents than PSG. Okay, PSG is a very, very good team, and they'll probably end up being the victorious team on Saturday morning. Okay, so my next play is Breonna Stewart. I don't want to go over this too much because I already talked a lot about soccer. That was my main point in today's video. I do like her under 11.5. I also like her under PRA. Now, I think what's happening right now is they are really undervaluing the New York Liberty and how badly they have been playing recently. If you guys do not know, by the way, I like her rebounds assists, not her points rebounds. I like her under PRA and I like her under rebounds assists, okay? So most of all, her rebounds assists at 11.5. Liberty have started the year 3-4, and they're normally the most dominant team in the NBA. A lot of the reason is because Breonna Stewart has not been playing well. You're seeing that she put up 11 points, and by the way, let's look at PRA. She put up 19 PRA when her line is 31.1 against this team. So she played this team yesterday, on Wednesday, okay? And now they're playing this team again, I believe, on Saturday. It's either Friday or Saturday. They're playing this team again in the next couple of days. And she just put up 19. She put up 6 rebounds and 2 assists. So they completely shut her down. And now she's facing Phoenix again. So again, I think Phoenix is going to shut her down again. And she's going to go under again, okay? Now, New York Liberty, they are 3-4, like I said. Normal WNBA season where everything is normal, they normally start the season like 6-1 or 7-1 or 8-0 or something like that. Like they completely dominant team. They normally win the league every single year. So starting 3-4 is really bad, and I do not think Vegas or PrizePicks or whatever you want to say has caught up to the fact that the New York Liberty is just a mediocre team at this point because they have a lot of injuries and a lot of the other teams they're just kind of catching up to them right now. Okay, so those are the plays. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys have been sticking with me. Honestly, thank you guys so much all for the comments and the positivity and all just the great words that you guys have spread over a long period of time. So I appreciate you guys. I'm going to wrap this up here and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.